there's a good chance that you've seen this channel before. Time to Smile. Not long after it was created, many people connected that channel to Jschlatt.
The hunter has never had anything like this happen before.
That's Jschlatt.
But did you know that Time to Smile is secretly an ARG and it hasn't been solved yet? I would also like to thank Jschlatt for letting me steal a bunch of information from his video. So thank you, Jschlatt. Thank you so much. On May 20th, Time to Smile started their journey of uploading shorts every day, quickly getting millions of views. It was mainly Jschlatt and his friends commentating over these wholesome videos. Most people that discovered this before the videos were deleted, they're deleted now. It's all gone. But most people that gave the channel a second look before the videos got purged would notice a few small details that were oddly creepy. Time to Smile would make these community posts every so often asking people if they smiled today. But every once in a while they would upload something very off. Sometimes I don't want to smile. Sometimes I wonder how much longer I can keep smiling. And finally, when the videos were deleted, so long, smilers. Chills, man. Well, if you were one of the lucky few who stalked every last detail of Time to Smile, you would notice a few things going through the comments. There was a reoccurring channel called John that would comment on every single one of Time to Smile's posts. And they had a very odd handle. Please help me. I can't stop smiling. Now, our connection with Time to Smile and John is that John was the only commenter that has ever received a heart from Time to Smile. So John is our big gateway to this ARG. So we're gonna call John the best smiler for now. It gets really complicated. If you don't know what an ARG is, let me just quickly explain to you. It stands for an alternate reality game, and it's basically a story or a mystery that people get together and try to solve. There's real life aspects to it, but it's also online. On July 16th, John posted their first video, a Time to Smile wholesome moments compilation. Seems pretty innocent until you click on the video.
This captures a woman delivering a pizza to an apartment.
Everything is just heavily distorted and glitching, and halfway through, the video just cuts to black, and unsettlingly, it starts to play Morse code. Then shortly after, an emergency broadcast plays, telling us,
"This is not a test. This message is being broadcasted worldwide. There have been reports of 278 missing children in the past 2 hours.
And in order to stay safe, we need to
Turn off your phone. Turn off any computer inside of your house. Turn off every electronic."
But randomly, it just cuts again. Instead of warning us, it tells us it's
Smile. Smile. Do not. It's time to smile. Do it. Search these 3 words. Time to smile. Immerse yourself.
And at the end, it adds, "We should never stop smiling." Okay, what the f***? Now, in the description of that video, there's a link to the Time to Smile unofficial fan club Discord server. And in the server, there's many people trying to crack this ARG. The second I joined the server, one of the people that are trying to crack this ARG found me and messaged me. Their name is Ruji, and I could not have put this video together without Ruji. So, thank you, Ruji. Thank you. On July 17th, John uploaded another video titled Try Not to Smile Challenge, 99% Fail. The video opens all distorted again, and reads,
"Welcome. We are thrilled you came to volunteer for us. Here at we prioritize quality, wholesome content for all ages."
The voice then explains that the video is going to be a test where they show us images and test to see if it triggers a positive response in us. But before the video starts, you hear a faint voice in the background saying,
Don't listen to the whistle.
and the test begins. First, a picture of a smiling man, then a monkey with the words "Don't look away" underneath, then another person smiling, and another monkey with a YouTube URL as a watermark. A few more images later, we get another image of some teeth that says, "Your eyes are dirty." Next to that is some Morse code that translates to "Your mind belongs to us." Then the test cuts out and the voice from earlier begins to speak again.
The voice is lying to you. You need to close your eyes. They are already inside of your mind. You need to stop smiling.
They then get cut off by a picture of a kitten with text congratulating us for completing the test.
You have successfully completed testing.
But there's more. Underneath the timestamp of this video, there's some Morse code that translates to "more to signal." Interesting. Let's remember that. Now let's go back to that YouTube URL. Typing that link into Google brings us to an unlisted video titled Photogeophobia, which means the fear of light. Haha, you scared? Sorry about that. This video then shows this image. Meanwhile, Morse code is playing in the background. Translating the Morse code gives us light is key, and the numbers and letters at the top here is actually base 64 coded, and putting them through a decoder you get the words adjust and enhance. At the same time this video is made, John posted in the Discord. He's very active, by the way. I know Jschlatt said that in the video, but he is very active. The image says light is key with a timestamp at the top. Going to the exact frame in the video and adjusting the brightness and enhancing it, you'll see another YouTube link that sends us to another video called Lygrophobia, which means fear of loud sounds. Ow! Now, this video is mainly just black static, but there's beeping in the background. And if you hear beeping in the background, it always means something. Now, say we put the audio from this video into a spectrogram. This is gonna let us visualize the sound waves from the video and see if there's any hidden messages. And guess what? There was a message. It says, there will be more soon to come. Pay attention, listen to my voice, let it guide you. So let's pause for a minute. We are hearing two separate instructions. One that wants us to listen, immerse ourselves in all of the Time to Smile videos. But we have another pair of instructions telling us, don't listen, avoid it at all costs. So now we need to figure out who's behind these two voices. Well, later after that video is uploaded, in the Time to Smile Discord, in a channel called Signal, we are introduced to a third character called Signal. They sent a message saying, hello, we are connected. John, you do not know what you are doing. Later the next day, Signal follows up with, do not let him lure you. They have been returned, which is completely against the last message earlier from the spectrogram. Let my voice guide you. Signal then says, they have been returned, but they are not the same. They speak to themselves. They battle themselves. They are two separate people in one. He goes on to say, we know the cause and we are working to eliminate it. Stay off any social media. Distance yourselves from those affected. We believe they are beyond saving. Creepy. He then sends a video that informs us that everyone that has gone missing
Have been returned safely, but they are not the same.
He says that they're showing symptoms of constant mumbling about
And talking to themselves.
Signal follows that up with a second video. When played, shows more static, but it also flashes Braille at us before showing the words Friday. So this Braille is confirming that Signal is on the side of close your eyes, don't smile, because Braille is used to read when you cannot see. The Braille spells out the words Proteus. Proteus is the name of an early ancient sea god from Greek mythology. It's gonna get deep here. Proteus has the ability to shapeshift in order to keep his enemies from catching him, so he's basically Maui from Moana. If Proteus is ever captured, he would begin to give prophecies to the ones who captured him. But that's not all this video hides. Running this video through a spectrogram, it reveals the message, there is no cure. This seems to suggest that the people who disappeared and came back differently have an incurable infection that is causing them to have two separate personalities. Or how Signal said it, two separate people in one. Later that day, John posts another image in the Discord titled Steganos, referring to steganography, which is the practice of hiding data within a file. Steganography means hiding messages within the data of a file. Sorry about that. John later says that the key is on the page next to the light, referring back to the photogeophobia video, where on the page next to the light bulb is the word blind. Using a steganographic decoder on this image, and typing the words blind as a key, gives us a text file that says, they are foolish to listen, but they do not know any better. July 21st, Friday. In John's YouTube community tab, he posts, I can't focus. They are so loud. A few hours later, he posts a video titled Proteus. Watching this video seems like it's trying to hypnotize us by showing us spirals, light tunnels, and swirls. Not to mention there's a heavily bassy sound in the background. And also throughout the video, it shows text trying to guide us. Can you hear them talking to your mind? They are fixing you. Don't you want to be fixed? You will change. Your mind belongs to us. So it seems like John is sending two different messages that are countering each other. One is to listen and watch, but the other is to ignore the voices and close their eyes. It's almost as if John is one of those people who've gone missing and came back with two separate personalities. Near the end of the video, there's text at the top that says, footage by at 99/7/14/112. That's a Twitter handle. Using the numeric alphabet, this handle translates into the word signal. The Twitter account is called Where, and its location is set inside of the screen. Get the f out of my screen! And one of their tweets is a link to a YouTube video called Dionysus. Dionysus is the name of another figure of Greek mythology. He's the Greek god of fertility, wine, and pleasure, but also insanity. Inside of this video, there's text telling us, you have found the fork, and that we need to make a choice, and what we choose will determine the rest. Looking in the description, we see two links. One is titled The Tortured, but the other is titled The Torturer. Following the path of the tortured, we see a clock with the hour hand rotating very quickly, with a Discord link next to it. Following this link brings us to a server called Key, where an account named Voices informs us that the key that we are looking for is this code. They further tell us that we are the tortured. We need to see further into the hidden, and using a specific Discord client, you can see two hidden Discord channels with the names of a YouTube link. The link leads us to a video called Quiet. It's just a short video that shows a Reddit link, but looking in the description of this video gives us binary code telling us please work fast. That could mean that we're on a timeline and we're coming to the end. Going to the Reddit link sends us to a post by a user named John the Best Smiler. The title of the post reads, "It's inside my head." The post contains a link that leads to a distorted image, and in that image is another link. It leads us to a TikTok post by the account I Can't Stop Smiling, who posted this video of a Twitter link. This Twitter link leads us to an account named Who, and under this account they posted a link to a YouTube video titled John. It says, "Do you understand your name?" The video then flashes a Google Docs link that sends us to a Google form with the title Chains. We're then asked for a key, and if we use the key that the Discord thingy gave us, we're then sent to a video titled Lost in My Own Mind. It then flashes the text, "I cannot wait to be free," while other letters and numbers randomly flash around the screen. But with pretty much everything in an ARG, it's not random. It's intentional. Putting it all together gives us another YouTube link. This leads us to a video titled Sisyphus. And guess what? It's another character in ancient Greek mythology. But they're not a god. They're actually a king that managed to cheat death twice. And the gods weren't happy about it, so they decided to punish him by making him push a boulder endlessly up a hill for the rest of his life. And man, if he cheats death the third time, oof. It's gonna suck. In this video, it shows us text saying, "How am I supposed to feel? I'm all numb to it now." It then shows us an image of a man with his eyes blacked out, before it continues with, "Yet I am aware." Stop saying that, almost as if we're getting one half of a conversation. Now in the comments of this video, John left a link to an Instagram post that says, "Isn't this exactly?" And that's where the path ends. But there's two paths. So here we got one half of a conversation, the tortured. But if we go back to the description of the Dionysus video and we choose the path of the torturer, we get a video with the image of a piece of paper. On the paper, it gives us the word signal. The code in the middle is base 32 coded, and when we decode it, it gives us pound 488. And under that is Morse code that translates to the word profile. Signal, 488, and profile. That's a Discord profile. Looking at this user, we see a link that leads us to an image with a YouTube link on it. Following this link leads us to this video titled Notes. This video shows us a crumpled up piece of paper that then fades away for a second, giving us just enough time to see the hidden link behind it. That leads us to another video titled Ares. Yeah, more Greek mythology, let's go! Ares is the name of a Greek goddess. She's the goddess of strife and discord, which in a nutshell is anger and conflict. This video is only 1 second long, and playing it gives us more funny beeping sounds. Running this audio through a spectrogram gives us kind of a difficult to read combination of letters, and it's actually a Discord server invite link. This server is pretty much the exact same as the tortured server, but with a new code. The hidden channels on this Discord lead us to a Google document with one single video in it, titled IV, or 4 in Roman numerals. This video contains code and another spectrogram puzzle, and when we run it, gives us the word Manchester, flipped and upside down. The code in the video isn't actually a usable link, but 4 seconds into the video, on the bottom right corner, it gives us some coordinates. Going to these coordinates in Google Maps takes us to a location that says Manchester. Then it shows this image saying shift 4. So when we take this unusable link and shift it by 4 values, it magically gives us a working link. The link sends us to a YouTube video titled Mirror that shows us a mirrored link to a Google Docs along with the words "It's spreading." This link then leads us to a Google form with the title Visiosubridiophobia. I hope I said that right. And this is the fear of smiley faces. And just like before, if we apply the key given to us from the Discord, we are sent to a Google Docs folder called Deceits, and we're given one video. This video shows us a QR code with the words "It is working perfectly, how many went missing?" And when we scan the QR code, it sends us to an image that says "This will only hurt a bit." Running this video through a spectrogram sends us back to the very first video that John ever made. But if we take the image given to us and run it through Outguess, a software that helps us find hidden messages within data, using the number of missing children 2708 as the key, you get a link to a video called Dolos. Dolos is the spirit of trickery. That's all I'm telling you. The top comment of the Dolos video is an Instagram link. This leads us to a post that reads "What you wanted," which if we connect this post from the post that we got from the Path of the Tortured, we get a sentence. "Isn't this exactly what you wanted?" During the Dolos video, we get phrases like "How do you feel?" and "I don't really care." Almost like it's the missing side of that conversation from earlier. If we play the conversation from Dolos and Syphilis at the same time, you get the entire conversation between the torturer and the tortured. How do you feel? How am I supposed to feel? I'm numb to it all now. This is not even my body anymore. I don't really care. We're going to do this again and again until you break. Both videos show a picture of a man with his eyes blacked out, but in the Dolos video, he's smiling. In the Sisyphus video, he's not. Yes, I'm aware. You can let go at any time. You know this? Stop saying that. No, I don't understand. I don't understand why you're clinging onto something so weak. Well, if you have nothing else to say, I'm gonna go. You don't know what you're doing. Yes, I do. Then the video proceeds to show us text saying they keep getting louder. July 24th. John makes a post on his YouTube community tab that says, "You are witnessing a new era of John. Out the old, in the new. The truth. He's asleep now. I can talk. The truth." He then sends an image of his own profile picture, asleep. Later, he makes another post with the image caption, "He knows. He is trying to get back in. I don't have much time," with code in hexadecimal that says, "Do not listen to him. I am not in control anymore." On July 25th, John makes another community post apologizing about how he got hacked earlier, but luckily he was able to get everything back. Meanwhile, in the Discord, he makes a post saying that his YouTube and Discord got hacked, and he had nowhere else to go to get reliable security for his accounts, when a company named Signal Security reached out to him and offered free access to their security services. Later that day on his Discord channel, The Truth, John tries to use the Signal security system to delete the channel. He assumes that this channel was made by whoever hacked him last night, but instead of Signal Security deleting the channel, it instead removes John from the channel and locks him out from being able to even see it. Then someone new joins the chat, John, but not John the Smiler. We get another version of John. Let's call him Hacker John, because that's what everyone else calls him. The conversation that Signalbot and Hacker John had makes it clear that they are both on the side of close your eyes and stay away. So by the looks of it, it looks like Signal Security lied to Smiler John and hacked him or tricked him. So it seems that John was one of the missing children that were taken by Time to Smile and got experimented on, and unfortunately was brought up into becoming a smiler, and eventually returned different, with 2 people in one. One of them being John the Best Smiler that wants to spread the infection, and the other being Hacker John, which is the real John that wants to stop the infection and is trapped inside, and hopefully with the help of Signal Security can eliminate the entire infection altogether. But then Time to Smile privated all of their videos. But all of a sudden, John the Best Smiler seems to come back, and he hosts a funeral for Time to Smile inside of the Discord. He says, "It is on this day that we remember our leader, Time to Smile. He was a jolly fellow, and he made YouTube videos." Then everything went cold. until August 5th. John makes a post on the Discord giving us a link to a site called Signal Security. When you open this site, it tells you website temporarily shut down for maintenance. But underneath that says if you're a developer, sign in here. When you go through that, it asks for a username and a password. And around the same time when everyone was looking through this, a random YouTube channel named J, which by the way doesn't have a big stance in this ARG, it's just, I guess John gave them permission to post this, but they posted a YouTube short. It's just another distorted DJ Khaled video, but halfway into this video, you can see some text that turns out to be a YouTube link. This link brings us to a video titled Signal Security, Training 1 MP4. Now this video seems to be a training guide for their developers.
Welcome. We are glad to have you on the team. Here at Signal Security, we take our users' privacy very seriously.
They provide us with a username, Signal Assistant, but for the password, they tell us that they encrypt all of their passwords. So say the password was called password. This here would be your password. So we just need to figure out what the password is. And guess what? They actually do tell us in the meanest way possible. 4 seconds in the video, there's a glitch. And if you scrub frame by frame through this glitch, it reveals the password for us, Savior. So when you encrypt the word Savior into base64, we get this code. That's our password. So when we log in, it gives us a link to the control panel. Here, you see a glitched out download button, one of the sketchiest things I've ever done. But when you click it, it leads you to a page that says, warning. This content is still in beta. Developers are allowed to access for testing purposes. Signal Security is not at fault for any damages that may occur during testing. Thank you. When we press proceed, it ends up downloading just an innocent text file. Sorry, this developer account has been disabled. We are unable to provide you beta access without a valid token. Then they provide us with a link. Pasting this link into Google gives us another text file. I'm convinced I have 5 viruses now. This file seems to be a message from hacker John. Don't worry, it worked. Thank you so much for your help. He didn't want me to provide it early, but I felt like you needed to see this. Soon, the truth. John. He then provides us with a YouTube URL. Going to this video gives us a long conversation, but the text is extremely sped up. Are you sure this will work? I believe so. How do you know? I don't. You have no clue, do you? Nothing's wrong with being optimistic. Something's wrong with lying though. When have I ever led you astray? I can think of a few times. Like what? The funeral? I thought I told you. Here it goes. It was not my fault. Yeah, I heard you the first time. I warned you the systems were faulty, but you insisted that I rush the process. Listen. What? You're not the one trapped. I know. So the next time you want to blame me, I wasn't, for your stupid program failing. Hey, just remember what? You don't know what hell feels like. So depicting this conversation a bit confirms it's between Smile or John due to the referencing of the funeral, but we don't really know who the other speaker is. Our best guess is it could be Signal Security, but it could also be both Johns talking to each other. I don't know. This right here is speculation. Now, a few days after all of this, the server just randomly rebranded from Time to Smile Unofficial Fan Club to The Takeover. At the same time this was all happening, John uploaded another video. Epic John 5 Nights at Freddy's Scary Tier List Gone Wrong. 1 minute and 7 seconds into this video, it glitches into black static and starts flashing text at us. Hello, we are connected. Then it just goes back to normal until 2 minutes and 10 seconds into this video, it starts to glitch again and it cuts back to black static. Then it says, hello, I've been trying to reach you. You don't know me, or maybe you do, but my name is John, not the other John, not the one you were just watching. I am the real John. In every single video, I have left something to help you get the bigger picture. I had to lay low and not draw attention to myself, but now, I wonder if we're all going through the same thing. Are you the real you? It's so peaceful here. Don't you think so? Maybe I'm just asking too many questions. Let me just get to the point. There's a website I made, canyouseethetruth.com. Visit it and we'll go from there. Thank you. So we just witnessed that. Hacker John hacked into Smiler John's video and provided us with a website. Opening the site, we see a vault and a TV that says current objective. let's ignore that for now. Clicking on the vault brings us to a page that has a TV and a safe. Opening the safe says phase 2, and underneath it is another safe. When we click on it, it asks for a password. So now we're kind of just stumped because there's no leads to get a password. But we still have an entire site that we can investigate, which investigating pays off. Going back to the phase 2 page and holding down Control A highlights everything on the page. But if you look closely, you can see a little hyperlink highlighted that you would not be able to see before. Clicking it brings us to a page that says Phase 2 and plans, but all the plans are just scribbled out. Alternatively to that, there's a few numbers on the paper that spell out 3476. And around the same time of this discovery, John then sends a Discord audio file. Listening to it, we hear a dial tone that beeps 4 times. Combining these 2 clues gives us this combination here, which thankfully is the code for the safe. Unlocking the safe reveals a YouTube video. Playing the video, we see text that reads, "So what's the plan?" The plan for what? The plan to free everyone. You're getting ahead of yourself. Even you're not truly free yet. All I did was stun the hijacker. I am working on a way to free you completely. And what would that pertain? Well, we would have to find a way to counter the hypnosis, but let's not worry about that right now. Then it cuts off. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not positive who's in this conversation. I'm guessing it's a conversation between Hacker John and maybe Signal Security, just from judging the words, all I did was stun your hijacker. The hijacker being John the Smiler. The other personality in John. The clouds are a little bit foggy. Okay, let's go back to that website and take a look at that vault and current objective. Clicking on it brings us to a Signal Security training video, the second one. The video opens with text that says, "Listen, you need to stun him. We don't have much time. Reboot the system first, then use a stun," and that's where the video ends. So it seems like we're running out of time here, and Signal Security needs to stun John the Smiler. Pressing continue brings us to a page that says reboot the system, stun, and finally shut down system. Clicking on shut down system and stun will both say the same thing. Please renew your developer key. Okay, instead of that, let's try clicking reboot system first. It tells us reboot failed, then gives us an error code, key auto. But if you look at the O closely, you'll notice it's not an O at all. It's actually a 0. So what do we do with this? Well, if you look up the site Signal Security/home and replace home with the key that the error gave us, it brings us to a page that says authorization key granted. Click here to apply. So now we've applied it, but now we have 2 choices here. We can listen to what our past instructions were, reboot and stun him, or we can choose another path and flat out just shut down the system. First, let's try following the instructions. When we reboot and stun, it brings us to a YouTube video titled updates.mp4. The text in the video says, "John, the stun worked. Show me you are here." Yeah, I know. So I guess they got the message, huh? Thankfully. And thankfully he didn't do much while he was active on the account. That's good. Listen, I found an assistant. Our intentions are similar. You are referencing Stop Smiling, I assume. Well, I do think they could be helpful. They're fighting their own battle, one separate to our own issue. Take everything he says with a grain of salt. He is contributing, but not necessarily with what we are preventing. So he's not involved? No, not necessarily. Well, you heard it here first, folks. And that brings me to my next subject. I know you've been recording our conversations. Well, I gotta keep the people updated. The video seems to cut all of a sudden, and it seems like someone else is talking. Go back now. They are awaiting your response. Then the video just suddenly ends. Now they said something about Stop Smiling, and you probably don't know that because I said nothing about it. Stop Smiling is a separate YouTube channel. They've been uploading similar ARG type content, but the thing is...
Stop Smiling claims to work with Jschlatt, but I don't trust him. But he said like I'll send it to the big man, and people were like, Jschlatt? They said something that was like kind of like yeah but no.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jschlatt would definitely want it to be very, very held low. These seem like 2 different worlds and they don't really connect clearly. Also, John kind of confirms that by saying they're on the same side, but they don't have the same end goal necessarily, as well as to take everything they say with a grain of salt. I feel very uneasy about saying Stop Smiling is part of this ARG. I think it's more likely that it could be a separate ARG. But anyways, let's go back to what I said earlier. There are two routes that we can do: reboot and stun, or just shut it down completely. If we instead click shut down, it says all protocols have been shut down. Signal security is not responsible for anything that may occur during this time. It then sends us a video titled Ending 1. The video starts by saying, "Let me
tell you a story about a man.
Sorry to pause like this, but that character kind of looks like Jschlatt's avatar. Just saying.
The man was very poor. The man was... He went out to look for something that could help him, but all he found was sorrow. The man...
Thing took over him. He was not himself anymore. The thing that took over him gathered people from all around the world. He manipulated them, made connections with them, and when the man, the real man, tried to reach out, he was denied."
So it seems like in this ending, Hacker John failed because we didn't follow the instructions that he gave us. So ultimately, the smiling infection won, and Time to Smile is, I guess, the winner. So that was ending 1, which means there's multiple endings to this ARG. But as soon as we're expecting loads more, since we found an ending, we're expecting a lot more content. It all goes completely cold. But randomly on September 4th, a new channel was created called Time to Think, uploading shorts with Jschlatt voicing them. Now we know that Time to Think is related to Time to Smile because on the 6th of September, Time to Smile created a channel tab called the Smiler Network, and they listed Time to Think as a channel. But the day after, they removed it, which is weird. I believe Time to Think was created by Hacker John to try to stop the people from being hypnotized. I think it's trying to get them to think, you know? Think. So since I've finished recording this video, there has been a whole bunch of new developments. John has all of these different
personalities.
There's a car coming in my direction, driving at a very high rate of speed. I flash my...
John has given us more clues. There's just more. And not to mention, the Discord server changed again.
Brights at him, he swerved, and the car flipped over probably about 4 or 5 times. It seemed like it happened in slow motion.
It changed from the takeover to the Smiler Network. So I'm confused, man. Like, what the? This could be John the Smiler taking over again, which I'm just lost for words about how complicated this is.
I stopped at the time, but then drove off because I had no idea what to do. No cell phones back then. I was out past curfew. The nearest house was a few miles, but me knocking on any door at that time would have probably gotten me shot.
This sounds like something that might need more time.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just, because I want to keep an eye on Time to Think.
I'm just gonna let it cook for a little bit.
I might come back later with another video on this, but for now, that's it. Thank you so much to Jschlatt for getting me all involved in this and letting me steal all of the information from the beginning of the video. Thank you, Jschlatt.
Also, thank you
So much to Ruji for being just such a freaking incredible scientist. Man, Ruji gave me all the information. When I'm saying spectrograms and stuff, that's all Ruji.
Thank you, Ruji.
I drove on home and went to bed. Didn't sleep at all. Saw about the wreck in the paper the next day. The guy was in his early 30s, and he did die.
Regardless, you should subscribe to Jschlatt right here, and also go watch this video where I exposed Kick. I didn't really expose Kick. You all already know how gambling works on Kick. Alright, yeah, go watch that video right now.